We spent a lot of time, and unfortunately, it's diverted attention that could be used for other things.
Yeah.
Our upcoming budget, growing our city, our kids in school. But the Congress in the most recent CR neglected to exclude the district from limiting agencies to their FY24 levels, which for us meant about $1.1 billion in reduced spending.
Yeah.
And we worked very hard to use an authority that I have to expand our budget by 6% and use some other funds that we have that have automatic authority to reduce the impact to just over $300 million. But it still meant that our ability to provide services has been impacted, but we've been able to maintain our team, teachers, police officers, and summer programming.
Do you have assurances that this will be fixed on the Hill?
Well, I spoke to the Speaker himself, and he told me that it wasn't a question of will, but scheduling.
Okay.
And so now that they're back, we're going to hold them to that because the district has been impacted by federal changes. The changes by DOGE, removing people from jobs, shuttering offices, is having a real negative impact on the capital city. And so this $300 million, if we can put that to work, then it will help us shift with the economy.
You just mentioned the layoffs here. According to the count from your chief financial officer, 40,000 jobs were cut on the federal level by DOGE. That's like having the equivalent of multiple neighborhoods all losing their jobs at the same time.
Yes.
So you've got $1 billion shortfall in the short run, and a very real issue for the long term. What does that mean for Washington, D.C.'s economy?
What it means is we have to shift and shift fast, but I think that the president and Congress can stop this.
Yeah.
They can pause this. The courts continue to work on issues of fairness related to separations and making sure they're all legally done. But I think the American people expect their lawmakers and the president to say, what are these changes doing to our agencies? How is it affecting veterans? How is it affecting people who use Social Security? And certainly it's having impacts on local governments all across the U.S. and especially us in this region, and not just D.C., but D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. We'll see changes to how we can run our cities because of the negative impact on our budgets.
What's the conversations you're having like now with the White House? The president talks about how dirty the city is, how it's time to clean it up and so forth. But we remember you learned a lot of lessons in the first Trump administration. A lot of ink has been spilled on the way that you've managed to manage this relationship with Donald Trump. How would you describe it?
Well, I think that President Trump left D.C. during COVID, which cities were ravaged by COVID.
Absolutely.
From homelessness to increases in crime to with lack of services because government agencies were shuttered. And we've worked very hard to get that image out of his mind because that's not the D.C. of today. In fact, we've driven down crime to a 30-year low. Our tourism recovered in 2024. Our kids were the fastest back to school, and our school population has rebounded. In investment in D.C., people are looking hard at us because of some of the changes we're making in our business environment. We are lowering taxes. We are cutting red tape, and we are incentivizing good businesses to start here, grow here, and hire D.C. residents.
So do you feel like you have a partner in the White House or an obstacle?
Well, it's a partnership we work on every day.
Yeah.
Certainly, the president has an outsized influence over the city of Washington because it's the nation's capital.
Absolutely.
So we like him to make some bigger investments like Union Station and continuing to be a partner in developing RFK, helping us retool and reskill our workers, and asking him to pause on these separations and rehire qualified people.
I know you made an important hire on rehabbing Union Station, which is something that we all look forward to, those of us who use it all the time.
Good.
Does the president's staging a big parade, though, first? Is the city ready for it? This idea of tanks rolling down the street, that's not really going to happen, is it?
Well, they're going to have a lot of big equipment from the air and on the ground, and it's a celebration of the Army's 250th anniversary. The president has designated it a national special security event, so the Secret Service and the National Park Service are the lead agencies, and my agencies will be there to support it.
Is there going to be repaving that follows this thing, or can you actually keep this within the bounds of what the city can handle.
Our hopes are that the Army, they're a big logistical agency, that they know how to move the vehicles in the right way. I know that they have allocated funds if street repair is necessary.
Okay. This is going to be quite a day. It's the 14th, right?
It's June the 14th, Army 250.
All right. We'll be here for it, of course. You've got a big stadium deal to work on.
Yes.
$3.7 billion. The Washington Commanders back to Washington. This is a big deal for the city as well. When you talk about the post-COVID era chapter for Washington, the city council's got some issues on the amount of taxpayer funding, also the fact that the team wouldn't be paying rent to the city. How do you get around it?
Oh, we'll get around it.
Yeah?
Having the Washington Commanders back home is a top priority for the residents of the district. We secured 180 acres from the National Park Service at the end of December. The team will bring $2.7 billion in private investment to kickstart that project. There will be housing, hotels, entertainment, recreation, activating a very important part of Washington, D.C. So we'll get it done. It's a big part of my budget proposal that the council is working on right now. And it will generate jobs and tax revenue for us to invest in all 8 wards of Washington, D.C.
Maybe that's part of an answer to some of the federal layoffs that we were just talking about.
Absolutely.
You friends with Daniel Lurie, the mayor of San Francisco?
I think I've met him.
He was on Bloomberg a little earlier today. Great conversation. He said he has more fun than other mayors, and specifically said he has more fun than the mayors of Sacramento and Washington, D.C. Can you have fun in Washington in this political environment?
Are you kidding? This is the best city in the world. We have the best restaurants, arts, entertainment, culture, museums that are free, the best metro system, and we have fun here. We have lots of fun. San Francisco's a great town, too.